Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
Okay.
morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to discuss about the sexual reproduction in plants. Okay. Before that, I would like to ask you some questions. Okay. That first question is, what do you mean by reproduction?
Can I tell, sir?
Okay. Okay. Tell me.
Reproduction is a process during which organisms produce their own kinds.
Very good, very nice. Okay. And next question, what do you mean by asexual reproduction?
Can I tell, sir?
Okay, tell me.
Asexual reproduction is a process during which a single parent produces its own kind.
Very nice, good. Okay, very nice. Next, today we are going to discuss about sexual reproduction in plants. Okay, see here, the sexual reproduction in the sense here during this sexual reproduction, both the parents are required. That is, male and female are required. That one we are going to discuss now. Okay, see here. You've already studied about asexual reproduction in plants. That asexual reproduction takes place because of the vegetative parts. You know, already in plants we have different parts, that is root, stem and leaf. Okay, these are the main parts. They are responsible for asexual reproduction in the plants, but the flower is considered as the reproductive part, means so that flower is responsible for sexual reproduction in the plants. Okay, that one we are going to study now.
Sexual reproduction occurs in both flowering and non-flowering plants. In sexual reproduction, a new individual is created by the combination of a male gamete and a female gamete.
See here, for the sexual reproduction, we required both the gametes. I mean, here male and female gametes are required for the sexual reproduction. Because of the fusion of this male gamete as well as the female gamete, we get a new individual. Okay. See here, here we have one word. See here, that is gamete. Okay. Here word is there, gamete. That gamete refers to sex cell. Okay, the sex cells which are present in the male and female, those are called gametes, and these gametes play an important role in the sexual reproduction.
The offspring of sexual reproduction inherits features from both parents. In flowering plants, the reproductive structures of the plant are found in the flowers. Though we see a wide variety of flowers in nature, their basic reproductive parts are the same.
Okay, see here in the nature we are able to see different types of flowers as well as the different colors of the flowers and different size of the flowers. Okay, even though in that flower you are able to see both the gametes, means the male gametes and the female gametes. Otherwise you say the reproductive parts of the flower, reproductive parts of the plant are present in the flower. That's why this flower is considered as a reproductive part of the plant.
Many plants have complete flowers that have both male and female parts. These are called bisexual or perfect flowers. Other varieties have either only male or female parts. These
Okay, see here, these flowers are further classified into two types, that is bisexual flowers and the unisexual flowers.
are called unisexual or imperfect flowers.
See here, in flowers there are two types, that is bisexual flowers and unisexual flowers. See, the name itself suggests that bisexual refers to it contains both male and female parts, and unisexual it refers to that is they either have a male part or the female part. Such a flowers are called unisexual flowers. Again you see here the example for this bisexual flower is hibiscus. And one more example for this bisexual flower is rose. Rose is also best example for the bisexual flower, as well as sunflower is also best example for the bisexual flower. Okay, it means that here you are able to find out both the gametes, means the male parts as well as the female part. Okay, see here these are called the male parts, and this part is called a female part, and this is female part. Okay, here also means it is together called a female part. In this in this flower you are able to find out both male parts as well as the female part. That's why the hibiscus is considered as a bisexual flower. And again in the unisexual flowers you are able to see only one part, either a male part or a female part here. Okay, that's why it is called a unisexual flower. Unisexual refers to it contains single gamete, means either it may contain male gamete or the female gamete. Okay, the best example is cucurbita. Yes, the cucurbita is the best example for the unisexual flower, and one more is that is papaya. Papaya is also best example for the unisexual flower.
Flowers develop from buds. The parts of a flower are arranged in rings or whorls. They are called sepals, petals, stamens and carpels. Let us study the parts in detail.
See here in flowers you are able to see different parts. In flower we are able to see different parts or different walls of the flower. Okay, see here the outermost part of the flower is called sepals, and next to the sepal you are able to see petals, and next to the petal we are able to see stamens. Then at the middle of the flower you are able to see carpel. Like this different parts are there in the flower. Okay, first we are going to study about the first part, that is nothing but sepals.
Tail. Click each part to know more. Sepals are leaf-like structures that surround and protect the flower before it blooms.
Okay, see here these are the sepals. See, this part is there. No, this is called sepals. Okay, the sepals surround and protect the flower before it blooms. Okay, the main function of this sepal is to protect the flower. Otherwise you say the sepals always protect the inner parts of the flower, means that petals, stamens and the carpels are protected by these sepals. Usually these sepals are somewhat green in color. Okay, this is all about sepals.
Petals, the brightly colored whorl of the flower, attract birds and insects and help in the transfer of pollen from flower to flower.
Okay, second part of that flower is petals. Okay, these petals attract birds and insects and help in the transfer of pollen from the flower to flower. It means that these petals are responsible for transferring the pollen grains from one flower to the another flower or the same flower. Means these are the petals. These petals are a very much attractive part of the flower. Petals are very much attractive parts of the flower. Okay, the main function of this petal is to attract the insects as well as the birds for the pollination. Okay. The next part is stamen.
The stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. Each stamen consists of an anther supported by a filament. The anther produces pollen, which contains the male gamete. The filament elevates the anther by supporting it like a stalk.
Okay, see here, the stamens are considered as a male reproductive part of the flower. The stamen is considered as a male reproductive part of the flower. Again, in this stamen, you are able to find out two parts, that is anther, and one more is filament. Means that stamens contain two subparts, that is anther and filament. Here you are able to see the bulged part. This is called anther. Okay, this is called anther, and this anther is supported by the stalk like structure, that is called a filament. This part is called filament. Okay, in the stamens you are able to see two parts, that is anther and the filament. Inside anther you are able to see the pollen grains. Those pollen grains contains male gametes. The male gametes are present inside the pollen grains. Those pollen grains are present inside the anther. And here this filament is only act like a supporting structure for the anther. The next part of the flower is carpel.
Carpel is the female reproductive part of the flower. Each carpel is made up of stigma, style, and ovary. A flower may have one or more carpels, together known as the pistil. The stigma is found at the top of the pistil. Grains of pollen stick to the surface of the stigma. The style is a long tube that connects the stigma to the ovary. Pollen received by the stigma travels through the style to reach the ovary. The ovary contains ovules, which contain the female gamete or egg cell. The ovary eventually becomes the fruit, and the ovules become seeds.
Okay, all of you concentrate here. Here the carpel is considered as a female reproductive part of the flower. Another name for this carpel is pistil. Okay, this carpel contains three subparts. That is, first one is stigma. Okay, first one is stigma. This is nothing but the sticky part of the carpel. It is somewhat sticky in nature, and it helps to accumulate the pollen grains. Okay, and the second part is style. Okay, this tube is there. No, this is called a style, and this style is the second part of the carpel. Okay, this style connects stigma with the bulged part, that is called ovary. Okay, ovary is also sub part of the carpel. Okay, inside the ovary you are able to find out the ovules. Ovules contains egg cells. Means the female gametes are present inside the ovules. The ovules are present inside the ovary, and ovary is also part of the carpel, otherwise you say pistil. Like this, the different parts are there in the flower, and each part perform specific function. Okay, once that pollen grains transfer from stamens or anthers to the stigma, that time whole that ovary is converted to fruit, and the ovules which are present inside the ovary, they develops into seed. Okay, like that, after pollination the whole remaining parts of this flower fall off, only that ovary remains and it converted to fruit.
Now try this quiz on the reproduction.
Okay, see here, still now we discussed about the different parts of the flower and how they are responsible and what they perform, everything we discussed. Okay, now we are going to do one small activity. Okay, means I would like to ask you some questions. You say the answer for these questions. Okay, first question, that is sepals are. Okay, here this is nothing but quiz. Okay, see, sepals are brightly colored to attract the insects, leaf-like structures that protect the flower buds, and third one is the male part of the flower. Like this, they have given three options here. Any one of you tell me the answer, which one is correct. Here the sepals are.
Sir,
Okay,
leaf-like structures that protect flower and buds, sir.
very nice. That is the correct answer. See here, the answer for this is
Active parts of a flower. Read the following questions and select the correct answer.
see what you told, that is correct. Okay, see here, the sepals are the leaf-like structures that protect the flower buds. Means they are responsible for protecting the flower during bud condition. Next question. The brightly colored horn of petals is vital because they protect the flower by frightening away birds and insects. They attract birds and insects. They help the flower to make food. Anybody tell me the answer? Which one is correct?
Sir, shall I?
Okay, man. Tell.
They attract birds and insects.
They attract birds and insects.
Birds and insects. Yes.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Very good. Okay, next question. The stamen is the male part of the flower, a female part of the flower, leaf-like structure that protects the flower. Okay, anybody? Tell me the answer.
Part of the flower.
That is nothing but male part of the flower. Okay, that is correct. That is correct. Okay, next one. The stamen is made up of the stigma and style, the anther and filament, the pistil and ovary.
So the anther and filaments.
The stamen is made up
Filament.
of. Okay, very nice. That is correct. The next question. The carpel is the male part of the flower, female part of the flower, leaf-like structure that protects the flower.
Sir,
Okay, tell me.
answer.
Yes.
Female part of the flower.
Very nice. That is nothing but female part of the flower. That carpel is considered as a female part of the flower. Next question. Which of these is found at the top of the pistil? Answer, stigma.
Stigma, sir. Stigma.
Very nice. That answer is stigma.
Stigma. Stigma.
Yes, that is correct. Seventh one, the style is the long tube that connects the stigma to the ovary, a tube inside the ovary where the pollen is formed. Anybody?
Hello, sir.
Okay, tell me.
The long tube that connects the stigma to ovary, sir.
Yes, that is correct. The long tube that connects the stigma to the ovary. Our next question. Which of these is found in the ovary? Pollen, ovules and seeds.
Sir, ovules, sir.
Ovules, that is correct. Next one, the four holes of the flower, you have to arrange them from outermost to innermost. Are, okay, here they have given options. Okay, which one is correct option? Which is the outermost hole of the flower?
Sir, sepals,
Sepals,
petals,
petals,
stamen,
stamens,
and carpels.
and carpels. Okay.
Flower. Now,
Okay, the last one, the four whorls of the flower, that is sepals, petals, stamens and carpels, that is correct. Okay, this is a small activity we did based on the parts of the flower and their functions. Okay, the next part is, that is homework. Okay, I will share this screen through WhatsApp group. All of you do one thing, you just draw this diagram in plain paper, and afterwards you have to label the parts and color it and explain about the each part. That is nothing but homework. Okay, this is all about today's class. Okay, and remaining things we are going to discuss in the next class. Bye everyone.